Hey there folks. So today we're going to be taking a quick look at how to get your horse onto the tent in Valentine. This works in story mode, in online, and with any medium or large horse. I do not know if it works with smaller horses. It seems not to work with Arabian horses, and it seems to potentially not work with donkeys or mules, which is fair, especially with the donkeys in this game. They're pretty small. So part of what we're doing here is starting up on the tent because the attempts to get on the tent are going to look silly. And, I'm not going to have much to say while that's happening. It's going to be just, oh, well, another one failed. It'll probably take about 5 attempts, or because I've now said it, it'll probably take just the one. As I said, this works with any horse. I'm doing this in story mode so I don't get in anybody's way, or to be more accurate, so that I don't get shot by someone. Um, we are in Valentine right now, located right here. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is get yourself lined up with this rock. You want your angle to be not straight at the tent. You want to be kind of like this. And you're going to be approaching the rock at a canter or a gallop, so pretty quick. You're going to jump onto the rock. So you're going to take off at about this distance or so, depending on how quickly you're going. One jump onto the middle of the rock, and then one jump up and over what is an invisible blocky wall right here. You can probably often sense it. You can't ride under these lines here, and I should probably know what they're called. They've got some sort of name. I can't remember. Anyways, so it's a whole thing. It's an invisible wall. You may also have seen me ride off of it when we hopped off the tent at the start of this video. You can ride on either side of the tent on top of it when you're up there, but not on these ends. Those ends will not support you. Anyways, so we are going to attempt to do this. Attempt to tent. Part of what you're going to have to remember to focus on after you've jumped off of this rock and onto the tent is stopping your momentum. You're going to want to hammer on R1 or, whichever controller thing you're using, and spin around to not carry on up and over the middle of this tent. The peak of the tent has the tendency to make your horse jump. So any momentum that carries you that far might mess up your jump. But on the plus side, if you do land on this invisible block up there, you will fall through, but your horse will not. Even if you crash. It doesn't matter if you land safely on the tent, as long as you and your horse don't die. I mean, if you're in story mode, you could die. Sorry, if you're in online mode. Got that backwards. Anyways, here we go. Attempt number 1. And we're close, but not quite. And I'm still bonding with this horse, as I forgot just a second ago, even though I probably mentioned it. Here we go. Attempt number 2.
We're okay.
So yeah, it doesn't matter which way you come at it as long as you're at this angle, and you hop onto the rock and off the rock onto the tent with a fair amount of oomph. Speed isn't as important as, I guess, timing and force for the jump and height. It seems like there's a fair amount of space on the rock that you can land on, and so where you take off from can be important. See, they're landing a little too shallow on the rock means I just don't get enough lift, and yeah.
There's the boy.
Oh. I haven't played story mode in so long, I don't even know this horse's name. I think he's a standard bred.
You're gonna be
Let's clean him up a little bit.
handsome.
He's feeling muddy. Alright, so again, we get lined up.
It's all right, Hank.
Got too close to the rock, practically jumped over it. It is tricky. I guess sometimes it even seems like it just cannot be done. After every update, I don't know why I'm saying every update, because it's not like there are that many, but after updates, I always check Red Dead Online to make sure that you still can jump onto this tent. This isn't the only weird place you can jump your horse onto. There are rooftops in Strawberry, and there are rooftops in a couple other places, but this is the main one that I do. So, it's It's got value to me. Sentimental value.
He's a good boy.
There we go. So we pivot as sharp as we can, and we're on the tent. So, again, you can walk on this part. You can hop off your horse, you can lead your horse around, you can do whatever you want. You can leave your horse up here. If you go over this, your horse will have the tendency to hop if you've got any speed at all. Even at a walk, sometimes it'll do it. It can be a little tricky, so you got to be a bit careful. But you can kind of dip around on it if you're containing your direction enough. Oop. So yeah, oh, got lucky with that. So this is a horse on a tent in Valentine. And if you're here, you fall through, your horse stays up there. You can have weird little glitchy moments where you can hop on your horse and it'll glitch you off your horse if your horse is right there. You can also lasso things and they'll dangle down through the invisible wall. It's all silly. It's all just, the results of having too much time in a video game that has a lot of potential. And yeah, not enough updates. So yeah, happy horsing.